Welcome everyone. I'm the Woo here. Today's adventure will be a casual one, a walk around the Celebration Pond, the lake. Is it a pond or a lake? What's the difference? Nonetheless, I procured a piping hot caffeinated beverage. I have a couple things I want to talk about and some announcements that finally have come to fruition. One of them took place about a week ago, but I was on a road trip. Did 10 days with my dad, a little nostalgia fest back through my youth, through my dad's youth, and the main reason I did it was for us. Granted, you the viewers got to take a little peek in there, but in reality, it was something I wanted to do for a few years, and my dad was able currently to take a road trip. So I said, let's just go, let's just hit the road. And we went to every spot that I remember from my youth. My dad was a minister, preached at a lot of different churches. Might have been confusing watching that because we moved around a lot compared to someone who's like in a military family going from base to base, except from him it was from congregation to congregation. Let's chat. I'm inviting you to join me. Shall you? Right here along the lake shore. Officially, after a lot of talking, out of a lot of confusion and dealing with the company of Patreon, who does not make it easy to delete anything from their platform. Contemplated years ago deleting my Patreon page, and I didn't due to different reasons. So the comparison, the only way for me to justify having it was to put an asterisk on there in the description, not really an asterisk, but an explanation saying, please keep any of the pledges to $5 per person per month, which most adhered to. And then as time went on, as the years went on, I kind of just never mentioned it again. I never really mentioned it until a couple months ago when I brought it up once again. And because I didn't mention it, the pledges declined, and I would always say unpositive things about it, that I wasn't really too into it, even though it just still kind of stayed on there. Tried to delete it years ago. It takes 30 days. So they say. It takes 30 days for Patreon to acknowledge the fact that you want to delete it. And the time before, tried to delete it. Long story short, it didn't get deleted. So I just never mentioned it again until I decided this needs to go away. This needs to hit the bricks. And hit the bricks. I'm not gonna have there we go, I'm just gonna switch this over. And hit the bricks. It has done. It's gone. It did not take 30 days, as Patreon said it would. It took nearly 60 days, 58 days, 59 days. Who's counting? But it is history. I no longer, from this point forward, well, a week ago, have a Patreon crowdfunding account. It's gone. The only other income I have, with the exceptions of, some savings, some stocks, funds, things like that, is going to be what I'm making off of YouTube, AdSense, and the likes of that. I have a pretty decent savings, so I'm good on that. So don't worry, don't get flustered. Everything is totally fine. Do not and have not needed any of the residual income from Patreon for many years. It has just been a little bit extra there. It does help with travel expenses and hotels, but in all reality, I can totally afford that on my own. It is gone the way of what's the bird? The dodo? Is that even a bird? Patreon's history. Sorry I did not acknowledge it while on the road trip, but didn't really want to veer off the subject matter of a little nostalgia with my dad. With Pops, which I've never actually called him Pops until now. Maybe he'd probably be very confused if I started calling him Pops. I've discussed this before, but let me reiterate. At this point, at this stage of my life, this point of my career and in the game, I do not require, expect, or ask for anything monetary wise from anyone. I would rather just have everything that I am funding come out of my own pocket, my own accounts, my own credit card, all of that. I feel more comfortable and most comfortable from here forward, and it has been this way for a while, but I am just restating it, to just have it be out of my own accord. As appreciative as I am, back in the day, it was very helpful. It is not necessary now. I contemplated, I mentioned this a month or so ago, a month and a half ago, right when I posted that I had deleted it and Patreon was going to go through the 30-day process, which they failed to do. It took longer than that. In fact, I had been checking on it a couple days before it got deleted, and it's had the pending date. It had been like 6 weeks. And I said, you know what, this thing's never going to get deleted. Woke up one morning, erased from existence. Thankfully. Now, a month or so ago, I was on the other side of the lake right over there, and I mentioned how I was contemplating deleting my Spreadshirt. Adam the Woo on Spreadshirt. Well, I am very silhouetted out. That is another source of income. And the way Spreadshirt works, you can just search for it. It's easy. Just look up Adam the Woo Spreadshirt. I have a variety of items on there that I never promote. In fact, I don't really like pushing it because I really don't want people spending money and the money going directly to me. So here's the, what do they call that when it's meeting someone, meeting an idea halfway? My idea of meeting this halfway is I have gone on and I have made my Spreadshirt a not-for-profit t-shirt sales. So before, if you recall, if you had gone on there and ordered a shirt, it may have been $22 for a t-shirt, give or take, depending on whether it's like a better quality shirt, a small, a large, an extra large, a double X, depending on whether it's like the quality, it fluctuated, where Spreadshirt will charge me $11 to $15, $16 per shirt to create and then ship out and all that. So I would put the price up to about $20 and make about $6 to $8 per shirt. That's not happening anymore. Now it is, I am not making a dime. I'm leaving the shirts on there for anyone who wants a shirt. Spreadshirt gets the money to create said t-shirt. You get a product and I get nothing. And I feel comfortable with that. I have come to accept that. If you go to my former Patreon page, it was Patreon, I think it was Patreon/Adam the Woo, or just search Adam the Woo Patreon, you will see it has been removed. There is nothing here at all. All the pledges that were on there, even though I asked for those to get rid of their pledges, some did it. Some may not have not gotten the information or the memo or seen the videos where I asked. The page has been removed, so if you're wondering if you had a pledge, if you were one of the few that still remained, and you're wondering why the heck do I not have any kind of confirmation of that, is because it is gone. Effective a week ago immediately, this page has been removed. Thank you to Patreon for finally taking this down. They could have made it a lot easier. This gave me a lot of headache and struggle over the last who knows how long, but it's gone. When they say 30 days, they mean 30 plus days. Hello, squirrel. You're gonna start one up? Yeah, I have nothing against that. Anybody can. It's just not for me. It's just not for me. Oh, you want to see the Spreadshirt stuff I was talking about? All right. And looks as if earlier, when I changed it over to the not-for-profit, I didn't have to go in on a single t-shirt and zero out what I would be making. It just does it automatically. So you'll see the premium shirt is 16 and change. That's what Spreadshirt charges, not for my element. And then the cheapest one is $14. You can technically for $14 get one. This one's $13. Oh, you know what it is? That's the same design. So this is the least inexpensive one there, 11. So this would have been probably 15 over there on that end. This one would have probably been 22, and I would have made $7 or $8. You know, add that up for the amount of people who purchase. Yeah, I made a little bit of residual income. There's another design here. So you see $11. So if you were feeling in the mood to give this company your money, I'm not going to get any of this. But if you would like one of these, now's the time. Sometimes, now I should have probably researched this a little bit better, but occasionally every month or so, they will do a free shipping sale. I have a spider on my hand. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, I feel it. It's tickling me. Oh, it's a mosquito. Oh, it's an ant. So get off of there. Okay, I had to wipe it off. So you can kind of just, oh, there's also hats. The hats are back too. So you can get a hat for 13 bucks. Before I'd have these at like $22. It's back. That thing is back on my wrist. Now, if you order a shirt, ant, or mosquito, or whatever you are, I'm not getting any of that. I'm not getting any of the profits on that. I'm just leaving these up for a while. It might hit me one day where I just delete these and these don't even exist anymore. But as of right now, I have no plans on making any profit on anything, including the Spreadshirt. Patreon's gone. I don't know. I'm wacky. I don't even know why. It's, you know what it is? Oh, let me show a couple more of these. So if you want to get one for a good deal, I think it's a couple dollars just shipping. So you could get a t-shirt for like 11 or 12 bucks. So $15 or less, you could get this shipped to your house. In comparison to, these were probably twice as much because I was making a little bit of a profit on them before. Not anymore, to quote Clouseau. That's a priceless Steinway. Not anymore. I originally started YouTube not to make money, not to make anything. In fact, I didn't even realize you could make money on ads on the videos. Now there's ads, 1 or 2 ads, sometimes 3 depending on the length of the video, in between. I gotta give me one of those. That's pretty cool. I just heard something splash over there. It might be a gator. Oh, here comes the squirrel. Hello, squirrel. He's over there. You might not be able to see him. I had no intention getting into this YouTube game, even assuming that I would make any money. I never started making videos to be a celebrity, a personality. I know all that in a moderate way kind of goes with the job. Putting yourself out there, people start to know who you are. They recognize you, etc., etc. But I never thought this is going to be a business for me. Now a lot of people are jumping on the platform with that intention, and there is nothing wrong with that. But a lot of things have changed in doing this for, gosh, 11 years, give or take, for my first channel. Late 2009, early 2010. And then I started the TheDailyWoo channel a few years after that. A lot has changed, and the whole intention was because I hated the job I had. I hated almost every job. I did not have respect for the people I was working for. I did not feel I was being paid enough for the job I was doing. Long story short, I left the last job I had. In fact, August 9th, 2011 will be 10 years. It'll be a 10-year anniversary of me not punching a clock. Maybe I have some kind of celebration of sorts. And the only reason I did it, the reason I started sleeping in my van and traveling and making adventure videos, which I used to do a lot of abandoned stuff, which I don't do anymore for legal reasons, and traveling, road trips, started doing some roadside attractions, which at the time, there were not a lot of folks doing roadside attractions. In fact, only a couple were doing roadside attractions who I became friends with. They started doing channels as well. Now it seems, also movie locations, that a plethora of folks have jumped on the filming locations, roadside attractions, van dwelling is becoming a hot commodity. All that stuff I've already done, moved on to different phases of my life. I could go back to doing that stuff. You never know which way my brain is gonna work. But when I started that, there was no intention on monetary gain. I just wanted to get by. I just wanted to make enough to get by. Then my next goal was, can I make enough to where I'm making the same as I made working my last job? Which I accomplished that, and then some. Now I'm way past that. And I think to myself, why do I need to keep pushing product? I am not Gene Simmons. I am not a salesman. I do not work retail. I gave up working retail. Why do I want to be in retail? I make enough off of the ads on these videos to not only pay for my lifestyle, pay for my travels, and put money in savings and investments more than I ever dreamed. So that's where I'm at to this day. And that's just my own personal decision. Something is moving around over there. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. Just wanted to let you know. Patreon, gone, does not exist anymore. History years from now will be nothing more than a memory. I am most appreciative for those over the years who gave a little bit of themselves and their wallet. Even though it wasn't much, most adhere to the $5 or less per month. It really was helpful, but it is not necessary now, and for me to continue on just doesn't feel right in here. But thank you. And with the Spreadshirt, thought about deleting it, but I thought, you know, maybe somebody would want an Adam the Woo t-shirt. I won't get any of that, but at least they're out there. And I've thought about down the road. This year is not able to do that due to distancing and, you know, the current regulations, but maybe next year I could start doing something where I could give away more product. I never want to charge for anything. If I ever do, not that I'm going to do a meetup, I'm not announcing a meetup, but if I ever did another meetup, I would like to print a snot mess load, that's disgusting, of merchandise, stickers, shirts, things like that. It's not going to happen this year because you can't do meetups right now. And I haven't done a meetup in a few years. I think the last one I did was Super Bowl Sunday a few years ago in San Antonio, Texas. There's a squirrel looking at me. Or maybe I could not even have a meetup. Maybe I could just make some stuff and somehow send it out to everyone. I want to just give stuff away. That's my future goals. Not immediate, not happening now, but at some point. Hello. At some point, I just want to give merchandise away. Keep that in the back burner. I'm going to keep it in my head up here. It's going to happen. I have some ideas. I have some really cool ideas, which I thought about divulging them and spoiling them now, but I'm not going to, because you never want to give away all the information. Just don't talk about it. Do it. So I have some things I want to do. Life is good. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. The vlog is over. Stay tuned on those giveaways. I'm going to put some thought into it. Give me a few months towards the end of the year. Stay tuned. I got some, yeah, I'm going to give some stuff away. I'm going to create some stuff and just give it away. Stay tuned.